Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Verdict, and I just woke up to this perfect, absolutely perfect post by PA. So, if you guys wondering what's going on, well, PA are setting up Edania like none other, and it makes me so unbelievably happy. Currently, it's about 7 in the morning. I'm about to head to work, so I gotta make sure I get this out fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking about these bosses, and they are, in fact, the centerpiece for Black Desert. And not just this, Pearl Abyss are saying all kinds of stuff about them, stuff that we didn't really know previously, but they also have their motos, so to speak, right now. And these motos, specifically for Jordine, let's just start straight ahead with it being, then I shall answer in kind with all that I am. See, Jordine did the worst thing that you possibly could. He basically committed his entire being to servitude to Hadum, which is literally the worst thing that you can do. CAPHRAS in the past used to be this as well, but he is a son of a god in reality. He has the power, the will to step away from this power. But Jordine Dukash, unfortunately, is just a mere human. And one of the things is that when he says, then I shall answer in kind with all that I am, this kind of makes me think that he is probably happy, or rather accepted this entire thing. So Jordine has some growth of evil, which I like. I personally really do enjoy it. Now let's just go straight to Enslar, which is going to be the ruler of the Orbita. Justice in your mind, alien in heart, and the scales of your convictions at the tip of the Lancia. Pearl Abyss are changing a word here. The scales of your ideology was the past motto. These are the final words which Enslar told her Valkyries right before she perished, or she was lost. So I like the word convictions, because convictions and ideologies are two separate things. One is a belief, and the other is how can I say? One is a belief, but the other is more like the idea of proof behind the belief. It's like this is kind of like, let's just go about it and see. Conviction being the formal declaration by the verdict of a jury or the decision of a judge in a court of law, something that exactly basically what I said. So this is something very important for the Valkyries, because the Valkyries are right now wondering whether or not Elion is real, and that is a crazy thing. Not that they wonder about it, sorry, it's just that they do not understand, or rather cannot fathom, the reality behind Elion. Let me just digress and say it as such. The Valkyries are right now just in a spot where they need Enslar to tell them everything that she possibly can. Then we move onward to Rusalka with a very cool quote, which hints at something, which I really like. Rusalka has, no, all such thoughts are meaningless now. This kind of, okay, why would she have to say this? We don't know anything about Rusalka, but no, all such thoughts are meaningless now. This kind of hints, perhaps, at love. At love, but, you know, she's become a demon lord. And the idea of demon lord, I guess it's very important to kind of insert. It's not necessarily that you're evil. No, you're a ruler in Edania of a castle. That makes you a demon lord. The term demon in Black Desert is very loose. It doesn't really mean a lot. It means kind of like, demon is more often used as a term alien than anything else in reality, kind of. You could say that they called demons the invaders in Omar Lava Cave, right? You get the idea. It's kind of like something foreign in a sense. So this is especially true because all those characters are foreign to Edania. But we'll see if that holds true. We're going to see it. Then we move to Cartian. So come, test me and witness the glory of this newfound power. If you guys remember what I spoke about in the past, I'm like, you're not defeating Cartian. Cartian is going to be a test. And I do not believe that any of these bosses, probably with the exception of Jordine, are actually evil and they wish for us to fail. No. I do believe that many of these bosses are actually perhaps a test. They could be in leagues with one another, although highly doubt. I think they are basically CAPHRAS and Enslar versus Rusalka and Jordine, and the mediator is going to be Cartian. Demon Lords of the Ebon Shade, typical. And then we have CAPHRAS of Aduir, which is a very cool name because this is a lot This is better. This is better than CAPHRAS the Immortal Alchemist. But we'll also see if he is actually immortal. During CAPHRAS' servitude to Hedum granted him a curse, which basically made him never to die, and for him to witness what he went through. And he says, only the worthy have permission to stand before me. This is great because he is a pinnacle. He is the pinnacle of Black Desert. CAPHRAS, I just made a video about him recently. CAPHRAS is literally big boy. He is the big boy. And he wants to save this world. So yeah, this is one of the conflicts with Edania. Basically, 3, maybe 4 of these bosses are here for us. But it just, perhaps they will be just a test. And we'll see how this goes. The post continues to say, Edania marks the act, alright, the end of the Act 1 in Black Desert and the beginning of an entirely new saga. Do you understand that I have been talking about this for quite some time? And everybody was like, what did I miss? What this Act 1? PA said about this, but I spoke about how probably Black Desert 2 won't even be this. And we don't know what it's going to be, but this is important. For all the adventurers who've been eagerly awaiting this update, we've prepared stories of legendary figures, tales that until now have only surfaced in whispers and scattered fragments of lore. Undiscover the secrets of these demon lords in Edania, each ruling over their own domain with the region. Meet Enslar, an apostle of the Church of Elion, the largest religion order in the world of Black Desert. Encounter Cartian, the first sorceress to grasp the true nature of the Black Spirit. It's so cool. Like, it makes me feel like they're I don't know, I spoke about this directly one-to-one, word for word. I just wonder. And unravel the mystery of Rusalka, queen of the Merfolk and Courser's maternal ancestor. Okay, so they kind of probably confirmed with this one here that it's not Courser's mom, but she's Courser's grandma. Before the update goes live, start with the stories of the demon lords and get to know the 5 figures who reign over Edania. Then we move over to Jordine Ducash, saying, he once served in Serendia, but after a fateful incident, he ran off and joined the Shadow Knights, taking in the soul of Belmorn, the Monarch of Darkness. More info about him, he is basically the last surviving remnant of Rusalka, which is the most horrific kingdom ever. It was an empire which toppled the world with its regime. Though the adventurers kept him falling entirely under Belmorn's control, a mark was left behind. Hoping to erase it, he journeyed to Mountain of Eternal Winter in search for the Unix Flame. But when he finally found it, the whispers from the flame turned him against the adventurer, and he vanished without a trace. Those whispers from the flame was Hedum, and he said the words. He said, Hedum Vuhura Kaheliak. When you say those words, he placed his hand onto the flame, and Jordine was gone since then. There was no coming back for him. We have Enslar. At the Holy College of Calphion, a military school founded by the Church of Elion to train Valkyries, Enslar led the elite Valkyries. This is very interesting because it kind of makes you... Okay, so are they saying that there were 2 sections of Valkyries? Which would make a lot of sense, by the way, because the Valkyries' very first mission was to go for Zarka. But that was like, huh? Wait. And then we don't know the Valkyries' regiment in terms of top. And this kind of hints that there are Valkyries and elite Valkyries. And the elite Valkyries heading to Zarka makes a lot of sense. But when the church saw her Valkyries as a threat, something never confirmed. It's a theory of my own which I had, because Alienism is a scam religion, and then all of a sudden you see those Valkyries emit powers of gods, and you should be scared if you know that your religion is false and therefore just economical and power gain. So this here confirming my theory is great. It's great. They moved to wipe them out, planning to offer ends. Now this is a little bit not entirely true, although it is. The Church of Elion was impacted by the whispers of the Fraternity of Light within their ranks. Technically it is, but not entirely. Planning to offer Enslar a sacrifice to Zarka. In the end, she managed to seal Zarka away and vanish without a trace, leaving these last words. So this is absolutely great because first, theory confirmed the church feared the Valkyries, which is super good. Second of all, it is true. They tried to offer Enslar and the Valkyries to Zarka, and while they were looking at Zarka about to engage, Enslar gave the order to actually kill it. But and one of the things which Perlvis should have let known is that Enslar was let known of this plot. She went there believing that it's alien's will for her to die. And she's like, no, this cannot be it. This cannot be it. It's why CAPHRAS said in the trailer, wrestling with the creed in regards to Enslar, because it's like she's a betrayer of her faith, apparently, by the people that propagandize it. So this is very good. This is super good. Enslar's lore. It's so good. Then we go to Rusalka. Rusalka, the very first mermaid and the mother of all oh, by the way, she has a new title. The Nymphomare. The Nymphomare. Nymphomare. I do not know how to pronounce it. We'll see in game. But she has a new title. This is no longer Queen of the Merfolk. So Rusalka, the very first mermaid and mother of all merfolk, refers to humans as two-legged beasts. Shouldn't have fucked one. And holds nothing but contempt for them. Rumor has it she guards a mysterious treasure. We'll see. But whether any of this is true is anyone's guess. Hardly anyone in the world in Black Desert has ever laid eyes on a mermaid. True. True, because they are a secluded society that survived Orzeka, and they learned how to survive by sticking together in a place where Orzeka couldn't reach. Or maybe they could reach, but they just could fend off of them. Then we have Cartian, the first sorceress. And I'm so glad PA brought that back, because recently they removed the lore of Cartian founding Tariff for some reason. We do not know why. And Cartian was the very first sorceress who founded Tariff together with Alan Serbin, which is good. Lore brought back. Legend has it that during the war between humans and Cyclops over the territory, Cartian drove the Cyclops away with her sight. That is in her lore, true, although gross simplification. The famed Book of Cartian, a sorceress's Bible of sorts, which is very true, is still kept in Tariff, but the sorceress of today cannot handle the power sealed within its pages. That is true. They made a copycat book from which the sorceresses learn. Or in other words, you learn something that might not even be related. Cartian is simply a masterpiece, not just visually, because she's landed so well as a Sorc. Then we have CAPHRAS of Aduir. Oh, my boy. My boy. Only the worthy have permission to stand before me. The immortal alchemist and the first Luthragon. What? Now, here's the thing. Guys, to name him the first Luthragon is not true, because he himself knows that he is not the first Luthragon. He is the first Luthragon that enters our world, but he is not the first Luthragon factually, because he was born in an already established conflict in Aduir. You should really added to this. He is not the first Luthragon. His own journal says that he is not the first Luthragon. So I'm going to contact you guys for this, because as much as I would like this to be the firstborn son of Sylvia, it's probably not. So CAPHRAS is said to have studied black stones, trying to harness the Black Spirit's power to stand against Gudung, which is true, but a gross simplification. He created the CAPHRAS stones. Just literally say he created the CAPHRAS stones. That's such a fan service thing. His journals are scattered all over the world of Black Desert, but the clues are so fragmented that no one can piece together his full story. That is true, at least in the end. I am not aware of anything outside of the two journals that we know. There's a copy of the CAPHRAS one and the CAPHRAS one. After he ventured into the Altar of Blood, there's no sign or record of CAPHRAS ever coming back. I am so glad they say this. I am so unbelievably glad they say this, because we thought that they retconned Altar of Blood, and CAPHRAS entered Altar of Blood after doing some horrific deeds to create a gem of imbalance copy, and he went there and the gem shattered, and now he is out. Do you know who is in the Altar of Blood? Well, in the Altar of Blood is Xarka in his ultimate form. The deity itself is there, and his soul is snatched, at least recently. And also a person that was there is Enslar. Enslar sealed Xarka, and kind of it's very hinted that she sealed him from the other side, at least in the past lore. We'll see if that happens truly. But CAPHRAS is not the first Luthragon. Let's just get that out of the way, because this builds him, as much as I would like him to be, it just, no. His entire upbringing is already, who knows how many centuries or perhaps millennia after the conflict with Gudum is already a thing. There have been elves there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is such a good lore post. I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, there's gonna be a title, Gladio's Champion, requiring some prerequisites and stuff. You can find that into P. And this is just, yeah, this is just so good. This is so good. So many things and lores and theories confirmed here. I can't. I love you guys. Mwah. I'm off to work. Bye bye. Enjoy yourselves.